Cette vision de la France comme nation généreuse, de la France.
This vision of France as a generous nation with a vision which carries universal values has been, in those dark times, exactly the opposite of the selfishness of a people which only looks at its own interests. Because patriotism is the exact opposite of nationalism.
Patriotism is the exact opposite of nationalism. Nationalism is a betrayal of patriotism. In saying, our interests first, whatever happens to the others, you erase the most precious thing a nation can have, that which makes it live, that which causes it to be great, and that which is most important.
So with these social problems becoming more and more of an issue for Macron, it seems like he'd rather be president of the European Union than president of France.
Well, France's President Emmanuel Macron calling for the establishment of a, quote, real European army. Those are his words, a real European army to protect itself from, get this, the United States and Russia, and possibly China, especially in light of the U.S. apparent decision to scrap the 31-year nuclear deal. Now, imagine, the President of France is calling for Europe to protect itself, in large measure, against the United States of America? Strange times indeed, folks.
Just a point about the timing, though. This is all linked to the World War I centenary and the Paris Peace Forum that took place this Sunday, because the thinking here is that after World War I, technology kept advancing, but multilateralism got weaker, and so you had a Second World War with even more devastating technology, but the political structures were not there to prevent the Second World War.
And we're speaking, by the way, on the same day where Germany's endorsed France's call for a digital tax on we're reminded of the fact that, well, the internet to a large degree is owned by the United States.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's very significant that the US didn't sign this Paris call.
Not yet.
Not yet. There are 50 nations, 150 tech companies who have.
We think this story is very important. We think we all should be tuned into what's going on, not just here, but across the pond, as we often say, in parts of Europe and Asia.
Trump has pulled out of a number of global treaties, from climate change to the Iran nuclear deal, and recently the disarmament treaty with Russia. While Macron has repeatedly emphasized the need for a global order and rejection of nationalism. He made the call during Sunday's remembrance ceremony in Paris to mark the 100th anniversary of the end of the First World War.
Et il y a 100 ans, nos prédécesseurs
100 years ago, our predecessors tried to build a durable peace. They invented the League of Nations as the first form of international cooperation, but it was brought down by the unilateralism of some economic and moral crises, as well as nationalism.
This week, that divide went further when President Macron appeared to call for the creation of a European army.
The French President Emmanuel Macron has reiterated his belief that Europe needs its own army, citing one perceived threat as the main reason.
On ne protégera pas les Européens si on ne décide pas d'avoir une vraie armée européenne. Face à la Russie qui est à nos frontières et qui a montré qu'elle pouvait être menaçante, moi je veux construire un vrai dialogue de sécurité avec la Russie, qui est un pays que je respecte, qui est européen.
Une armée
Mais
européenne.
on doit avoir une Europe qui se défend davantage seule et sans dépendre seulement des États-Unis.
What are the odds of the Europeans actually getting together and organizing a European army?
Well, they are stated very clearly to want to do it by 2025. They are still expansionist. They want to remove any member state's ability to veto foreign policy decisions like going to war. He wants to build a United States of Europe, and you cannot do that when people have different languages and countries have different histories. It's the wrong approach. I want a Europe of sovereign states that are friends with each other, not one run by bully boys like him.
So
she was more like a beauty queen from a movie scene. I said, don't mind, but what do you mean? I am the one who'll dance on the floor year round. She said, I am the one who'll dance on the floor year round. She told me her name was Billie Jean as she goes to the scene. Then every head turned with eyes that dream of being the one who'll dance on the floor year round. People always told me, be careful what you do. Don't go around breaking young girls' hearts. And mother always told me, be careful who you love. Be careful what you do. What could lie become the truth? Ding, ding, ding. Billie Jean is not my lover. She's just a girl who claims I am the one. But the kid is not my son. She said I am the one. But the kid is not my son.
Hey Siri, call my girlfriend.
Which one?